I'm excited to welcome on a top 100 recruit, one of the top guys in California, and the first member of Arizona's 2021 recruiting class, KJ Simpson. What's going on today, my guy?
What's good, bro? What's good, bro? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Well, you just announced it, man. You're going to Arizona. Take us through your thoughts. How are you feeling right now?
Man, I got so many emotions right now, but the one I could just probably say is I'm blessed and I'm just so happy, you know?
Absolutely, man. And you kind of kept it a little bit under the radar. I mean, you were a late bloomer in terms of getting recruits, getting offers, rankings, and
Mhm.
whatnot. But also last night, you narrowed it down. I mean, you got your top five: LMU, Cal, USC, Arizona, Colorado. Take us through the decision. What stood out about those five programs to make that top group?
Well, it's kind of weird how I did it. Some people usually like they cut their list. What really happened with me, it was like the schools kind of like cut themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So really what I did was, I would just see like who was keeping in touch with me the most, who was reaching out the most. And then, the ones that was like kind of not reaching out the most, they stopped, keeping in contact with me. They didn't make it. But it's not, I didn't cut them out. They just didn't, reach out. So
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, SC, Colorado, Cal, LMU, they're the ones that, reached out probably the most. Not just the head coach, the assistants, other staff. So yeah, consistently.
And so three of those schools were schools that you could have stayed home by going to California, obviously USC, LMU, and Cal as well.
Mm.
Was that anything that kind of attracted you in terms of possibly staying home?
Yeah, it's definitely, an option. You would love to stay home. I'm familiar with it and everything. Family here, you know. But I just felt like, going to Arizona, it was such an opportunity I couldn't miss, and it was like the right decision for me.
No doubt, man. The last thing before getting to Arizona stuff is in terms of LMU. I mean, they're a program that had a coaching change early in the year. Coach Dan Johnson comes in heavy on trying to bring in California talent. What did you like about them in that program?
Um, I think what stood out the most was Coach Johnson. You know, he's a great guy. I could tell he's a great coach. I'm happy for him that he's finally got a head coaching job because he deserves it. But just hearing the stuff that he was telling me, he was real genuine. He was really upfront, and I just felt like there was a lot of coaches who didn't do that in terms of like always keeping it real with me. But Coach Johnson was always keeping it real. He said what was on his mind. I really liked that, and I liked the program as well. He talked about how they're kind of like in a rebuild,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting their pieces together because they want to shock the world, blow up. And, I kind of like that idea, but unfortunately, I'm not committed there. But no, I just really like talking about.
No doubt, man. Well, let's get into the big stuff. Arizona, man. You talk about these
Mm.
coaches. These are the coaches that reached out the most to you, talked to you the most. Sean Miller won you over, obviously. What about him separate himself from the other four coaches?
Um, it's just his mentality. The way he is, he's hungry. He has so much passion, and what's crazy about that is I see myself like that. When I play, I feel like I'm hungry. I play with a lot of passion. I just want to be someone. I want to be underneath a coach, who has that, because I feel like we would get along great.
And so this is a program where we see Coach Sean Miller bringing guys at all positions in the NBA. He's loaded in terms of NBA players, but the guard position, you see a lot of NBA guys. T.J. McConnell, Brandon Williams, we haven't got to see a fair chance of because of injuries. Nico Mannion, though, is going to be a lottery pick this upcoming year. How appealing was it seeing the guys that he's put in the NBA at your position?
It definitely helped in my decision because that's always been my ultimate goal. But no, yeah, it's like it's not just when people just say the program will be good for you, we can help you get to the NBA. Sometimes they just saying that, but with Arizona, they're saying it and they're doing it at the same time. So it's more than just an example. So they have a great track record. So I think that's kind of one of the things that helped me, in deciding, committing there.
And so you are still staying pretty close to home. You're going to be able to go back to California and play some games as well. When you do get to go back out there, you play USC, you play a Cal, you play one
Mm-hmm.
of the schools. What's it going to be like to be able to have the hometown fan support?
I mean, it's going to be great. Every time I come home, I'm probably gonna get 1,000 or not 1,000. That's cap. I'm probably getting a lot of texts, say they're excited. But no, the thing about Arizona, I kind of consider it close to home as well. So I mean, it's not in LA, but I mean, the fact that I get to play schools in my hometown at the same time, and it's around the area, it really didn't affect my decision too much.
So you're the first member of this 2021 recruiting class. That's something I know some guys like doing. Some guys want to wait till another guy or two is there. For you to take that step, become the first guy of a class, what kind of was that mindset? What kind of went through your mind knowing that you are the first guy now?
Um, I wasn't really thinking about that too much, but now that I'm committed and everything, it has a lot on its plate actually, in terms of like recruiting other people. I know there's other people who would like to play with me, and I think I just like opened it up for my class, to start hopefully committing to Arizona, and I'm gonna do what I can, to help them get the recruits.
And Arizona is a fluent program in terms of having guys go to the pros. We know
Mm.
every year there's going to be at least one or two, three guys even go to the league, so they're going to be replacements. Who are you looking at? Who's some of the guys that you want to possibly bring along with you to possibly bring you to Arizona?
Um, I don't know, man. There's a lot of good talent in my class. There's a lot of good talent. It's all open. I just the only thing, there's not no one in particular that, because there's a lot of people that I couldn't name off the top of my head right now, but it's just, if they do decide in coming, I want them to be a part of a winning culture, be ready to come, um, around some talent, around people who are going to work hard, you know, and it's just a good environment to be around. That's what kind of led me to my decision. I know that I'm going to be surrounded by good talent, my teammates are going to be good and everything. And, just working out and getting better is only going to make me better.
And so I'll throw out one name out there. He's a guy part of your West Coast Elite program, has Arizona in his top four, top 10 recruit, 5-star Nathan Biddle. What would it be like to possibly play with him in Arizona?
I was upset. I was upset, this AAU season got cut because, man, we would have did some damage. But he's definitely going to be my first call because he actually reached out to me today.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to get the little sneak peek into where I was committing. But, that would be great. He's a great player. I just feel like he's so skilled, and especially, for his height and everything. He's a great player, and it would be amazing if he would come to Arizona. We would do damage.
And we got Arizona fans kind of saw a little sneak peek what it looks like of having a dynamic duo from West Coast Elite this past year, Nico and Josh. Obviously worked out quite fine for them in that aspect. If Nathan Biddle comes with you and it's you and him together on the same team, do you guys think you guys could be better than what Nico and Josh were able to do?
I mean, hey, that's you got to step up to that. You got to have that type of confidence. But that goes without saying. Nico and Josh are great players. They've been like that since they were young too, growing up at West Coast Elite. So it's cool how they kind of stepped up each at the next level with each other. But no, that was a dynamic duo right there. They left some big shoes to fill, but I mean, me and Nathan could probably fill those.
For sure, man. Let's talk about West Coast Elite. I mean, Coach Silver's a guy that about a year ago started telling me about you. I mean, this guy, KJ, he's a big-time player. He's on the rise. Looked at you a little bit. I mean, this past year you blow up. You're having not many offers, no rankings. The top 100 on pretty much all sides. Offers from pretty much everyone on the West Coast. What's it been like developing now to becoming the guy in the position you just were at?
Well, I kind of have to give all that, to Ryan. He's done a lot. He's actually, been like supporting me since I was little, since I was like in middle school. So I knew in terms of like joining West Coast Elite, he was going to full on be all on board, going to be calling schools, telling them, why aren't you getting this kid KJ that I have, calling the people doing the rankings and stuff like that. And I don't pay attention to the rankings and stuff like that, but I mean, it's good to know that someone like that is real tight and in my circle and has my back always. So, I have to give all that to Ryan. And definitely, the position I'm at right now, I could just say is I'm very blessed. I didn't really see it coming. I don't think no one really does. But I've always had that confidence that I was always a top player. And if I was ever given the chance, and Ryan gave me that chance. So, yeah.
And so, as I said, Coach Silver obviously came through. His thing when he claimed and kind of predicted came true. His next thing is now saying is that if you could have played this past year on the UAA circuit, and when you get back on high school, if you have it, he sees you as turning into a top 25 guy. Guys can be a McDonald's All-American consideration. What will it take for you to reach that next peak?
I mean, those are, accolades athletes, dream for. That would be a huge blessing. But, for me, I'm just, focused on trying to win, hopefully with this high school season coming up, just getting ready for the season about to, happen in Arizona.
No doubt, man. So let's talk about West Coast Elite. If you could have played this past year, what were some things you want to go out there and improve if you could have played?
That I'm fit in. I'm one of the best in not just, the state and like in the nation. I feel like I just feel like, sometimes I'm underlooked, but I mean, this year, if I was to play AAU, that's how I was going to come out. I was going to come out attacking everyone. It didn't matter who was in front of me. They were going to know, and people were going to know my name.
And so you're now going to become the sixth guy from West Coast Elite to play at Arizona. What's it like kind of having this program connection go out there to Arizona now?
I mean, it's kind of cool. I actually didn't know that. I just knew about Nico and Josh, but that's really cool. But that's good because it's like kind of a close family thing, being from West Coast Elite. And, the people that West Coast Elite have put there at Arizona have all been great players. So, it kind of fills me with big shoes as well because that means I have to step up to the plate because after receiving all the great players, they're assuming that I'm going to be one of the great players too. So it's a huge, accolade, and I'm just very blessed to be in that position.
So we talked about the guys, especially Nathan Biddle, but just becoming a recruiter, kind of your job now is being the face of a class. What's your recruiting tactics? How do you kind of plan to try getting a guy over here? I mean, what's kind of your things you're going to tell them? How do you plan to recruit?
I'll just tell them, how comfortable Arizona made it for me. They've been talking to me since the beginning of my sophomore year. They didn't make me rush anything. They were very respectful. They're very genuine, and just about the school and everything and the team really. How if whoever would decide to go there, how the pieces would fit right, how me and that player or someone else in that player, would connect right away. I just feel like that's stuff I would kind of tell them.
And so with Nathan, he has a top four: Oregon, UCLA, Gonzaga. A couple other guys have Arizona in the mix now. When you talk about those guys, what separates Arizona from other programs that guys are considering? Why would you say they're the best option?
I mean, really, they have a winning track. You want to win. You want to win. That's the main goal. So I just feel like with Arizona, it's not just they're not just saying that, or I'm not just saying that. They've shown that. They're one of the best teams. Every year, every single year, they gather all the great players, and it's just I would just tell them if you want to be a part of a winning culture, just come to Arizona. I feel like that's really big.
Absolutely, man. And you go through this recruiting process during the midst of a pandemic, during COVID, no AAU games, no personal official or unofficial visits for you. How did you come to this decision? I mean, what was this new recruiting class like only virtually?
Yeah, I actually, I kind of wanted to, take any trips before official visits before I even like decided. So my original plan was I was going to, before the pandemic even happened, I was going to, take trips, still commit actually before school or around that time because, I just wanted to enjoy my senior year, and not have to worry about, where I'm going to go. But in terms of with this pandemic, it kind of like changed all that. So I couldn't take a trip. So I kind of talked to my parents, and, saying like, you might have to make this decision without, seeing. And, it was just at that point, it was just like, relationship wise, who I connected with more. And then the schools who reached out, did a couple of Zoom calls with me, did some touring, on video of the campus. And it's crazy because Arizona was actually the first one. So yeah, just stuff like that. I think that's what changed it because I was looking forward, to taking these visits, but the pandemic kind of shut that down. But I feel like what really opened my eyes was Arizona, being the first school to reach out, do a Zoom, a virtual tour of the campus and everything. It just shows how dedicated they were to me.
So when did you know Arizona was a school? I mean, this kind of was just yesterday's come out and say I'm committing tomorrow at 3:00. When did you know Arizona was where you're going to be attending?
Um, I knew it like at the beginning of the week. The
Mm-hmm.
beginning of the week, I knew it. I didn't want to, announce it like that. I wanted to, at least get a couple of schools in there, so it wouldn't be like some people would assume where I'm going. But no, yeah, I knew at the beginning of the week. I talked to the coaches and everything. I talked to the people in my circle. Talked to my parents. Lastly, we had a long talk. I slept on it that night. I woke up. I was like, you know what, I want to be a Wildcat. So yeah, it was at the beginning of the week.
That's big time. So you're going to be playing in the Pac-12, a conference that's now upgraded. I mean, it's been a
Ooh,
conference that's pretty good, but now you see all these top 10, top 5-star recruits committing to the Pac-12 schools. It's loaded now. How excited to be able to be a part of this Pac-12?
this Pac-12 is loaded. You got Payton that just committed to UCLA. You got Zaire at Stanford. You got Issa at Stanford. We gonna be stacked at Arizona. You got Reese and Malik who just committed to USC. Colorado's going to be good. They have the Jabari and they still got Evan. ASU is going to be good. They have a great class. Washington State's coming up. It's just the whole Pac-12, Cal too. The whole Pac-12 is going to be exciting, and I'm just excited to be a part of that. It's going to be a lot of good talent. That just means I got to show up.
And this past 2020 class for Arizona was a kind of a different class for them. Heavy on the overseas players. We had Dalen Terry, obviously
Yeah.
from Arizona, big time guy, but 6 other guys from other countries. What's going to be like kind of getting used to having all that nationality on team?
It's gonna be cool. There's different cultures, different everything, different things you get to learn from. I feel like that's going to be cool. Having a bunch of different teammates from a bunch of different areas. And picking up from stuff from their games and stuff like that. I think it's going to be really cool.
No doubt, man. A few more things before I let you go. One is high school wise. You've also been at Chaminade your whole career. Take us through what it's been like going through this ups and downs and getting to the point you're at for heading into next season now.
Yeah, Chaminade. Chaminade is not really a school well known like that, like all the other schools. I just feel like with us, what stands out is that that we compete, we got heart, and I just think that that I've stayed dedicated to the school, because other people would be telling me to transfer, other people would be transferring mid-season. I just feel like I'm not that type of person, I wanted to create, my own legacy, start something from the scratch, and I did that with Chaminade, and just the my teammates and everything. I couldn't do it without them. But yeah, being at Chaminade, I feel like has helped me a lot in terms of staying humble, helping with my development. It's just good, to create your own legacy, and I feel like at Chaminade I've done that.
It kind of just answers this next question then. That is that you are a top 100 player. You're legit. You're certified in that aspect. I can imagine a ton of the big prep schools, powerhouse kind of programs that play national schedules have reached out to you. Is this
Yeah.
something you ever have considered?
Um. No, not really, because just like I was saying before, I'm really dedicated. I'm all in. Like once that's why me and my parents sat down before even going to high school. Like once you choose, that's where you're going. You're not going to transfer. You're going to stay there, and that's where you're going to graduate from. So I felt like that's how I carry myself. So with prep schools, I don't think that would have been an option. I just would have stayed dedicated and all into Chaminade.
Big time, man. There's one game we need to touch up on. St. Francis, 41-point game. What's going through your mind? How do you prepare for that game? What's different about that one as opposed to every other game you prepare for?
I had just came back from being on crutches for like 4 days, and I was hearing talk like because I hurt my knee, and I was hearing talk will he be the same? Will they still be good? Will he be out for the rest of the season? And just like I've never been out like that.
Mm-hmm.
It made me mad just sitting there, and I had a lot of stuff, like a lot of emotions built up, and we needed that game, to get our playoff seeding, I think. And so when I was playing, I was just in a different zone. I just wanted to cause havoc. I just wanted to, I was out for blood, really, because I was so frustrated and I had so many emotions. But yeah, that was a really good game. Yeah, that was fun.
Now, we'll go back to Coach Silver. Last thing about him, he has nicknames for a lot of different guys. For you, he always calls you the Lion. Where did that name come from? And just take us through that.
He said he calls me a lion because he thinks I'm the king. I'm the king of the jungle. I'm the king of them all, and I got the most heart. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the strongest. I'm not the fastest. But when I'm around you, you feel my presence. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
man. And there's one other thing in the bio. You also have Silky Fam. What is that?
I mean, that's just something like they got other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That they started. I just want to be different. I want to start my own thing. It's just you got to be silky smooth. It's just how you stuff on the court and off the court. That's just how it is.
So is that a one-man fam, or is there other people part of that?
I'm trying to get other people a part of it. I have people saying, what do I need to do to be a part of Silky Fan? And you can join, But nah, man, yeah, it's just, it's cool, I just want to be different, start my own thing.
I was like wrapping up talking about legacy. For you, you're going to want to build a legacy for yourself, both on and off the court. So when you do walk away from this game someday, man, what do you want that legacy to be for what you do on the court as well as off of it?
That I just, I gave it my all, whether it was a basketball game, a school assignment, getting to, a party with one of my friends that really, I was just always all in. I'm always genuine. That's something you can never take away from me. I'm really upfront. I'm really genuine, and I'm all in whatever it takes.
No doubt, man. Give Arizona fans your three biggest things. What's the three biggest goals you have for your college career there?
To win, definitely. I would say to get a national championship, of course. Come on, man. National championship, of course, and just to put on a show. Earn the respect out of everybody. I come in with big intentions. I gotta come in strong, and I'm ready.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations on the commitment again, man. I appreciate you taking time to come on, man.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, man. Thank you.
Man, you're always welcome on, bro. God bless.
Yes, sir. You too.